Yes, that's right. You heard it here first, straight from the horse's mouth. This episode is going to be amazing because I have made some real progress on my house. I felt inspired. That's nice, you know. For a while I've been feeling kind of, I don't know what to do about this house, you know, and I started in the kitchen, and just since then everything's been going uphill. I put a huge wooden pillar. Don't know how I feel about it. But I want some, you know, like, yeah, I want some wood, and because this is so big, I thought I'd add a big wooden pillar, and then at some point I'll add horizontal beams, you know, split it up, make it look interesting. My horse is golden today, but are you ready to see the most amazing advancement you've ever seen in this building so far? Whoppa! Wow. Isn't it amazing? I think it really brings this place together. It's got a nice archway feel. It's got stairs underneath, upstairs on top. We'll talk about this table later. And this is dark oak for the ceiling. I decided that because, I mean, this part here, it's only one block difference. Like, the floor is the roof down here. But for the rest of it, because it's going to be a separate block, because this will be the roof, but then this will be the floor height everywhere else. We could have roofs being that color on all other floors and everywhere else other than this first part. So, you know, mix it up so it's not so much birch, because, you know, birch gets a little bit much. But yeah. Anyway, archways, curves. Oh, I'm missing one. Right there. Curves, arches. Perfect, isn't it? I just love the multiple layer things. I mean, this roof is flat. I'd love the roof to curve, but I don't really know how to do that too well. And you can, if you're very skilled. Oh, well, I don't know why I fell for that time. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it is possible. If you start here, you can jump it, but you gotta jump before you drop. There we go. And there. And you can go around here. But possibly, the best thing I came up with, I did some redstone by the way, but the best thing I came up with in this time being away was not redstone, it was not these archways, it was this. I added a purple surrounding and put jack-o'-lanterns underneath all the purple, so it adds a lot of light to this area, so I can remove all the torches in the immediate area. It's very nice and cleaned it up. But more so, slime blocks. Isn't that amazing? But arguably what's even better than just the fact that you can now, I just felt like, because I wasn't using stairs, I was just always jumping down taking fall damage. I was like, you know what? You know, the wall doesn't really count as a block, so I'm pretty sure slime blocks would still have the effect through it. Because I was thinking, you know, like ice has that awesome effect, and that works even through half slabs. I'm not sure if slime blocks would work through half slabs. That'd be cool if they did. But you know, I figured I'd give it a go with just wool and slime. But what's really cool is if you get it right. I did not get it right. I took 5 hearts of damage. That's your punishment for not getting it right, is you take half your health down. So you do it twice without any healing, you die. That's right. I'm sorry if I'm going to spend the entire episode just jumping for this ladder. It's really a lot harder than you'd think it'd be. I think if I crouch, I would just stick to the ladder, but that's boring. Okay, so it's again. There we go. One day I'll perfect it. But yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, but you hold down spacebar and you don't bounce high. You just bounce like a jump. This is the kitchen. I'm thinking about changing out the roof a little bit. You'll see why soon. In case you don't already see why. But say we didn't have any water. I suppose it doesn't matter if we have water. That's impressive though. Placing down water counts as an update. Look at that. Take the water. It fills up again. But yeah, placing counts as an update as well, so. Oops. Wait, oh, yeah, I broke it. But it doesn't break, so it just resets. Also, these lights which is why I'm thinking about changing up the roof so that it kind of incorporates these, maybe some of the prismarine, not the prismarine bricks, which these are, but actual prismarine around here, just to make it look not so standouty. But yeah, that's that, and I think that's everything. Ah, yes, but the table. You might be thinking, why do you have a table upstairs? Oh, that's where we eat dinners. But more importantly, some of the redstone went a bit higher than, say, the 2 blocks that I was allowing redstone to go. Well, it was mainly to power these pistons. There is a block above this piston with redstone on top of that. So what I have is whoa, these things, and they don't cut off the redstone, so the redstone goes there, and then, you know, it's cool, because otherwise I'd need a wall here essentially, or a wall here actually. I was like, well, table would do. Put down some cups, we can drink from them. But I think what I'll do at this point, one final thing before I disappear. This room is now done. I raised the roof up a block. I know, meant to leave a 2 block gap so you can walk around up there, but who cares? There's no redstone in the roof in this place. And it's mainly just so it doesn't feel so cramped up here. Seeing as you'd probably be spending a lot of time up here looking at the match. Anyway, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump over to my creative mode and show you how I did these redstone masterpieces. Yeah, let's do that. So let's start with the unimpressive, the basic, the easy. This light switcher is not difficult. All it is a block swapper. Well, yeah, it just ignoring this top line with these pistons, all it does is essentially this. It's essentially what it does. It's just one of these. But instead of switching 1 block, it's 2 blocks. It's the exact same thing. You just power them both a tick apart. 1 on, 1 off kind of thing. And then all you do is, just before that, I guess, you invert the signal and run it 2 pistons above it. Really simple. If you see like that, it switches and then it pushes down. But the reason why it's a tick, just 1 tick before, but then plus that, so I guess 2 ticks before, is because it's inverted, so it pulls up before it and then it pushes down after it. So it works out very well. Now for this is as compact as I got it. So we have this underneath our house, minus these furnaces. I was trying something with slime blocks, didn't work out. They can just be normal blocks, don't worry about that. But it was complicated. It was a little bit complicated. So the first thing I needed was a downwards facing bud. They're a bit harder. You know my go-to for sideways buds, right? If you don't, get out with thumbs, but here it is for you anyway, because I care about you as a person. There, that's a bud. Use it in my everything. All my farms have it. Those ones. They were buds like that. So you know, I'm really good at my sideways ones. But vertically down was a little bit more difficult. But what I came up with was this. I guess I'll show you how it works. So, say you have a torch and a block and a redstone, and there's another block there. Right. Yes, that one will always go because that block's powered. But this one will go because this redstone isn't going in any direction, meaning it does power it. But if you say make it face somewhere else, it isn't powering into it, and therefore it doesn't power it unless you place a block here. Now, for this, you'll have to understand it's something a bit more complicated. So let's go back to my good old bud, right? my sideways bud, just to show this example of teaching you something about bud switches here. Unless you already know. It detects a block update next to the piston, but it detects a return update further away. I don't know, it's interesting how it works, but I'm not sure if I showed it off very well. It's kind of hard, it's very specific to examples, but the point is, it will notice a redstone update even though it isn't touching, but it won't notice the block update because the block isn't touching it. Even though it does the redstone, because it wasn't redstone technically being updated, it doesn't update the piston. And so this piston is now budded. It should be extended, it just doesn't know it. And in the same way now it shouldn't be extended, it just doesn't know it. And essentially I just flipped this piston upside down. And that's how I made a vertically down bud. Just like that. And that's how it works. And that's how the bud works. And I have one there. Now the difficult thing about this is it's so close to all these pistons that these pistons extending bud it, update it. And how I combat that is this little ring here. It kind of just ruins the signal. Well, it's more this one. It's difficult to explain. It's kind of difficult to explain entirely. Okay, let's try though, because maybe you're interested. You might not be. This is here for budding. It has no other purposes. It doesn't connect to anything else. It's always lit. This torch just powers it. All this is just for powering all these pistons. It's kind of hard to power pistons when they're all bunched together like this, so this is how I came up with it. Some of it's directly powering it, some of it's powering it through the side, but that's not important. But this torch here, this torch is how we do things. Essentially this, when you update this piston, it fires down, covering this torch, which spreads power to this, which comes along here, extending this, sending power through and up, pulling this block away. It also sends current through here, which comes around powering all this, but then this amount of time later, it then extends, allowing everything to... it's too difficult to explain, guys. Essentially, what happens is I'm forcing this to stay retracted so that the piston doesn't bud. I don't know if any of that's making sense. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. But there's that. You can copy it, I guess. I've shown off all the blocks. Oh, I guess in there. One tick there. Shown off all the blocks. So if you want to recreate it, you can. If you want to try making it more simplified, let me know. If you do come up with a more simplified one, I'll be impressed. I didn't try too hard to compress it. I compressed it a lot since my original, and so I was happy with it. I was like, you know what, it might not be the best, but it's better than what I was getting before. And then of course you just store water in the wall here. It's a little bit different from what I was going off. I guess I've never shown, but essentially what I was going off had water in the wall, and it opened up the wall, and then water flowed like ground level, like in a raised platform, and then the ground came up, smashed the water, and went back down. So instead of the water being in the ground, it was like above the water. It was above the ground one, and like surrounded with half slab. So I don't know. I felt like mine kind of worked better like that. But yes, that's that, and that's what I've been working on. I've been quite excited to show that all off. I love getting my redstone, working redstone contraptions out, and I'm actually kind of getting pretty happy with how my place looks as a whole, with those arches and everything. It's getting quite, I'm liking it. So maybe one day we'll put a giant clock in there. Probably not. No, that's a terrible idea. Anyway, I don't know how long this episode is. I just wanted to show you making progress. Once 1.9 comes out, though, we're going to have so many episodes, I'm sure. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.